guys, what's up? It's Liz. So today I want to share with you guys basically my collection of MAC cosmetics, go over everything that I have, what's worked for me, what hasn't, what's worked on clients, things that I think are worth your money and things that I think that you could just skip on. So I'm just going to get into it and start sharing everything. What I guess I'll start off with is basically how you do your face, like from foundation to eyes to lips. Everyone's different with that, but I guess I'll go in categories to keep it a little bit easier. First thing is MAC Cosmetics foundations. I do have 3 different types right here. I have the small size of MAC Face and Body. This one costs $28 US, and then they have a bigger size that is $38 US. I've used this once before by itself about a month ago, and honestly I did not like it. It's very sheer coverage, really doesn't cover anything. You have to, even layering it, I don't feel like it's buildable. It's just so sheer. So since I didn't like it on its own, it was past the date of me returning it, so I decided to keep it because I really had no other choice. And I found a way to make it work is if I mix it with one of their thicker foundations or just any thicker foundation, I feel like it shears it out a little bit and makes it a little bit more natural, a little bit easier to wear. So personally, I like it as a mixer, but by itself, I think there's better things out there. If you have a kit and you need something like that to mix it, it's great. But just for your day-to-day wear, unless you like something so sheer, like barely any coverage, this would be great, but I think there's BB creams out there that would do a better job. So since I already kind of introduced these, is the Studio Fix Fluid. It's basically MAC's go-to foundation. It's like the OG one. This is $28 US, which I don't think is that bad for a foundation. However, the only con that I find with these is MAC, they're either so pink or so yellow. They have no neutral foundations that I've ever found, and I'm neutral in my skin tone, so they never work for me. A lot of my clients are neutral, so it doesn't work for them. Some of them it does, but this is both in, this one's NW30 and this one's NC30, so you can see the C and W difference. It's a very thick foundation. I wouldn't say it's full coverage, but it's definitely like one step below it. It's above medium. They are definitely buildable. Honestly, I kind of forgot how much I love this foundation. I did mix it with the Face and Body today, and I had to build it a lot to get the coverage that I wanted. I probably had to go over my spots right here. You could still see them, and I went over them about 3 or 4 times, and there was concealer underneath it. So it doesn't give a full coverage. Your skin will still show through, but it will look perfect. And maybe, I don't know how it's showing up on here, but in person I really like the look it's giving. I love these foundations because they last all day. I know that they're going to. I know that they're not going to wear out on me. They usually don't get like crepey anywhere. I don't get oily through them. I don't think they're amazing for day-to-day wear. I think they are a little too heavy for it, but if you just want to look good for the day or you have an event, these are amazing. But I mean, if you love this look where you're like eventful looking every day, then obviously you would love it. But for me, I don't think a lot of people go for that. So if you guys can find them in your color range, I did have to mix them to get a neutral color. I do think they're great, but if you're trying to find your skin tone, there's better ones out there. I feel the same with MAC Pro Longwear. I picked this up because I really liked the Pro Longwear concealer. I love that this one has a pump. It makes it so easy. You can see it's so grime. I've had this forever. I'm basically out of it. This I never cared for on its own. It just did not work for me. Something was just weird with it. I use this as a mixer though. This color, even though it's so orange, I did find that it did look more neutral. This is NC25. Next, I'm gonna go over concealers. I have a few different types. This is a palette with 6 different colors. I believe this is in the medium shade. These seem great, but I don't know, I can't make them work for me. They're so thick that it's hard to blend them. I don't really feel like they even cover that well. Putting these under the eyes is just a terrible idea in my opinion. They're good for spot treatment, but I think there's better ones. This actually costs $40 US. Like I said, I think there's better out there for that price. They're so thick. That is the yellow and the peach shade. Let me just show you when they cover. So they do, like you can see how it covers my tattoo, but when you rub it in, like really not that much. It looks beautiful. I love the way it looks, but I just cannot make this palette work for me. I know many others have, but I just think it's too thick for everyday wear. Maybe for clients it's good, but I really would never purchase this if I was just doing makeup by myself in my house on me. Moving on to concealers that I think are so worth it is the Pro Longwear. I have them in 2 colors for my kit. I have NW15 and NC30. I forgot how much I love these. I think they fixed the packaging too because I used to hate it because if you pumped it, there is a pump and you could not press it a little bit. Like all of it would come out and it would literally be like a week's supply of concealer. And now I can slightly pump it. It just makes a mess. but I'm using it today underneath my eyes. It really covers everything. I didn't feel like it lasted all day. I did start to have some issues throughout the day. I will not say for me it was long wear. For everyone else, I know they got like 15-hour wear of it. They don't have an issue. I'll try it out again today. I haven't used it on myself in so long, and I'll leave down below how it did work out, if anything was different. But these are amazing. They really do cover so well. They're so blendable. They're buildable. They're a little bit thinner in consistency, so I find that easier for under the eyes. I think it's just better for your under your eyes. It looks more natural that way. And even because they're so thin, you can just use it all over your face for a full foundation. I think it's a little ridiculous. I wouldn't do it, but I've seen people do it, especially for acne coverage if you need it. It's great for just doing a little spot treatment and then go over it with your regular foundation. These are $22 for 0.30 ounces. I don't think that's a bad deal at all. It's definitely comparable to Sephora prices. I've seen ones at Sephora that are smaller and more expensive. Definitely recommend these. These are definitely amazing, tried and true. Definitely top 5 for MAC Cosmetics. My next concealer is a Mineralized concealer. This one isn't full coverage. This one's good for your girls who like light coverage, who still want to look like they haven't done their makeup but still need coverage. I use this a lot. I like it for my under eyes. It's a brush. There's not a lot of product in here. You could run through this so quickly. It's almost half the amount of this for basically the same price. It's got a brush, which I like, but at the same time it's not that sanitary. So this one I would definitely recommend if you don't like a fuller coverage concealer and you don't need that and you still want your skin to show through. Maybe older, if you're like over 50s, this would be great because your skin starts to get a little thin and this would be nice and light on it. But if you're looking for a better concealer, I would just go with the Pro Longwear. It's basically the same price. You get twice the amount. Next thing I have from concealer is the Studio Scope Concealer. So thick. I bought this and I did not use it for the longest time because it was so thick. The only way this works for me is under my eyebrows. I use a brush and I sharpen it out. It is amazing for that. It covers, it's so thick that I paint it over my hairs that are growing in it and it conceals them. It makes it look like my eyebrows are more shaped out. You can see that hairs are growing in a little bit, but if you saw it without the concealer on top, you would totally see the difference. So on its own, I wouldn't recommend, but if you need something, if you have darker eyebrow hair that grows in pretty quick, this is great for that. I guess I'll move on to MAC Mineralized. This is old packaging. It is basically just a baked skin finish. It's not so much a powder. You could use it on your own, but I like it on top of my foundation. It kind of just sets everything without adding more color to your skin, without adding the powderiness. It costs $33 US. This is old packaging. They now have a new one, but I used the medium plus. I like that there's different colors. I would say swatch it on your hand or right here and go throughout the store and see because the color can change a little bit. I've bought ones that are too light. I've bought ones that oxidize. It's always different. This is the one that I found to work for me. It's not orange at all. It's definitely natural. It's not heavy on my skin. I have super sensitive skin where powder I'm actually usually allergic to. My skin freaks out from, and I've never had an issue with this one. I'm going to move on to blush. I have two types of blushes. I have their cream blush. They're in two colors. These are so thick. I'm not a cream blush person. Why I bought these, I don't know. But if you like cream blush, they're good. But I think the ones from NYX are a quarter the price. And I think they're literally the same quality. They're beautiful, but I don't know. I'm not a cream person. That is the color in Rosy, but you could see they blend out beautiful. I do like them, but like I said, I don't think they're worth the price. I think it's better just to get ones from NYX, or the drugstore now has amazing cream blushes for basically the same quality. On the other hand, I think their powder blushes are amazing. I pan them all. I don't actually have a case for it. I just put it inside the MAC thing. What's great now is they're a little bit cheaper and you can just buy them on its own, and it has a magnet already on the back. These I did buy in the packaging, so I had to stick them in. Their baked ones are amazing. Ooh, see if they fall out. I think their blushes are amazing. They stay all day. They last. The ones I would definitely recommend are Harmony. This one's great for like, this was the first thing I think I've ever bought from MAC. It's a great like blushing bronzer shade. Very natural. I think this is beautiful on almost every skin tone unless you're too dark. Like I said, for the fair skin girls, this is beautiful as a bronzer blush, and as you get tanner, I used to just use this by itself, bronzer and blush combined. And the next one that I recently picked up is Peaches. It's such a beautiful shade. I think it's gorgeous for every skin tone. These are both matte. These both have no shimmer to them. Peaches is on my cheeks today. I really recommend them. They last all day. They're so blendable. They're so natural looking. MAC definitely has some of my favorite blushes, and I think they're so worth it. Next one I have is Painterly Paint Pot. These paint pots are basically an eyeshadow base. You can use them by themselves. They do have different colors that you can use under or by themselves. This one is just a like pinky natural color, kind of just shears out. You can see it go over that color. They are full coverage. Now I know this is people's tried and true. People rave about these, but honestly I might go against the grain and say, yes, I love these. When you put it on, I do feel like my eyeshadow is more intensified. I really love the way my eyeshadow looks right away. It makes such a difference. However, throughout the day, my eyeshadows used to last me 12 to 15 hours. I would work from 9 to 8 and go to bed at midnight and my eyeshadow would still be perfect. This, after about 8 hours, I notice my eye starts fading. It does not keep the color, it does not keep the shadow. So I know I'm going against popular opinion here and saying this, but I think they're good for like day to day, but if you need something that's gonna last, I do not recommend this. It does not hold it up the way it does when you first put it on. My Too Faced Shadow Insurance lasts so much better. I never had an issue with that one until recently, so I don't know if it's my eyes maybe not keeping the color, but I definitely don't feel like this one lasts. So just keep that in mind. Yes, they're amazing, but issue can come. So now for their eyeshadows, most of these are MAC Cosmetics, pretty much this whole side is. Their medium tone mattes, amazing. I honestly love MAC eyeshadows. I think they're such good quality, and they've lowered their price where you can just get a pan and they're I think $6 now. Don't get them in the little things. Buy one of these, buy one of these, put them in here because I think it's $10 more just for the packaging. Absolutely insane. Definitely soft ochred. It's a beautiful crease color. I use this pretty much every day in my crease to blend out. It's literally good with almost every single color. I can use this for any eye look, and I don't understand. I've had this for like 2.5 years, and like I said, I use this for every look. And how do I have so much left? I don't know. I've gone through my Makeup Geek one so much quicker, and I use it so much less, and I've had it about 1.5 years less. MAC shadows last forever. Something about them, I don't understand why I'm not going through these shadows so much quicker for how much I use them. Their mauves are my favorite. I'll leave down below the colors because I can't get them out and I cannot remember offhand. But these colors are absolutely beautiful. They blend beautiful. They look good on every eye look. You can just see that. I love these for prom girls. I think it's so beautiful. It's beautiful with MAC's Naked Lunch. That's another favorite for me. This is such a beautiful prom bridal color. Like, do you see that? I use this as a highlighter sometimes too. And it's just this beautiful, subtle, like, eye look. If you do brides or if you are a bride and you need something like this, I absolutely recommend that color. And another amazing color, their shimmer, is Nylon. I don't get it. Like, if you look at it, it's just like, okay, it's a creamy white. Like, that's the best way to explain it. It's creamy looking. But when you swatch it, no MAC eyeshadow is like this. I don't understand. I was like, whatever, I don't understand. Their eyeshadows are not super intense, I will have to say that. They're not very frosty, but this one, it's something else. This is the most amazing inner highlight color. I absolutely recommend that one. I have to say the one thing that I'm not crazy about, Sketch is a great color. However, I have these two. They're colored mattes. I'm never really fond of. I feel like I have to layer them a dozen times. I put the bottled green on my eyelid with a color over it. I'm not joking when I say I must have layered it about 7 times, blended it, layered it, blended it, layered it, because it just kept coming off. It's not like, they're beautiful when you swatch, and bottled green is so creamy, but can you see, that was a little rub. You could still see my finger through it. This one's Plunge. You could just see through them. I think there's a lot better quality for those ones, for their colored ones, whereas their brown, like Swiss chocolate and red brown, see the coverage on that? I don't get it. Like, look at the difference between those, and I touch them just the same. Their neutrals are absolutely amazing. Their reds are amazing. Red Brick, I absolutely love. Insane. These are beautiful, but their colored matte ones, I have no care for. I've never found that they're good. They don't blend very well, but their neutrals, recommend. Their shimmers, recommend. Okay, and also their pigments. I have a bunch of their pigments. Their pigments are like, and they'll last you forever. I have the mini sizes from like the holiday collection. These are amazing. Just take a flat brush, spritz it with a little bit of Fix Plus, and they last all day. They're so intense. They blend super well. Their pigments are incredible. I think they're absolutely worth the price because they're going to last you. You can even go with a friend and split it. Like, you guys can share it and you'll still be covered forever. I'm pretty sure I've had these colors for 3 years. Some favorites are rose. You could just see the duochrome in that. Oh. And another stunning one is tan. Tan does not look that pretty in here, I will completely admit that. But when you put it on, and I like do not have that much on me. When you wet them, oh, and they do dry down, they do last. So I really recommend those. I guess while we're on it, oh, Fix Plus. I don't feel like I need to say anything about this. Fix Plus is everything. If you're gonna buy anything from MAC, get Fix Plus. It's not a setting spray. It's basically going to do everything that you need it to. If you feel too powdery, it's gonna take that look away from you. It's gonna take away that heaviness. I love using this on people because it kind of just blends everything together. Like I said, it takes away the heaviness. A lot of clients, when you powder them and set them, it's a lot. You need that look to last all day, and this just blends everything into the skin and makes it look more skin-like. I love this if I feel like I'm getting too tight from any foundation or powder that I've been using. This kind of just takes it away. Like I said, it's great for taking a highlight or a pigment and basically intensifying them. You could just spray your brush, put it on, and like bam. It also has glycerin in it, so it's gonna help keep away a little bit of oil, but it's not a setting spray. Like I said, it's not gonna help your makeup prolong or last longer. It's kind of just gonna like make everything better. Just get it. Just get it. I've gone through about like 10 of these. I go through them literally like water. I don't understand. I have one in my kit, one for me. Amazing. Okay, now onto lips. I have 2 more things left. So they're lipsticks. I'm gonna go over them really quick because I feel like it's a lot. So first off, they're mattes. Some of them are amazing. Like, let me go over Whirl. Like, Whirl is very creamy, very pigmented, very beautiful. And then there's ones where like Max Sin, I feel like it's beautiful, but it's so drying. Like, do you see that pull on my skin? And like, you have to go over it a few times to get color. So I would definitely recommend swatching the mattes in store because some of them are amazing. Like Relentlessly Red, there's something about this color. It's almost like a retro matte, but the color is so beautiful. I kind of settle with how drying it is. I don't have any of their retro matte. I've never heard good things about those. Their mattes can be a little bit creamier, but like I said, some of them do verge onto the retro matte, which is basically more drying. Some of their mattes, like I said, are amazing. Like Taupe, beautiful. Some of them are super comfortable on the lip. Taupe is definitely one of them. It's definitely one that I recommend. Step below that is their satin finishes, which are basically like the matte but not as drying. They have a little bit of sheen to them. I love their satins. I think they're beautiful. This one is in Twig. You can kind of see how this one, the sheen difference between this and this. Their satins to me are very comfortable. I've never had an issue with them. I really like the way they wear. Their amplifieds are also beautiful. They're all different finishes are amplified, but they are bright. And honestly, I think all of them are pretty bright. Like, I don't understand why they call them amplified because I don't find a difference in many of them. Like, this one's a little bit creamier, but this one is in Cosmo. Cosmo is stunning. But their cream sheens are also all over the place. Like, for instance, Creme in Your Coffee is a cream sheen. It's so thick. There is just like, I love the color, but it's so thick as opposed to Modesty. Modesty is also a cream sheen, but it's a little bit sheerer. Modesty is definitely one I recommend. Modesty is definitely one of my favorites from MAC. I've repurchased this many times. It's so comfortable on the lips. It looks beautiful on so many people. They have all different finishes, so there's really so many to try. They have so many in store. Whatever color you need, they're going to have, and they just put out new ones. They put out brights, they put out colored. So I definitely recommend checking them out, and definitely just swatch them on your hand to see what's comfortable for you. Alright, someone just pulled into my driveway. Don't know who it was, and I don't like when people do that. It scares the absolute crud out of me. Honestly, I definitely recommend their lipsticks. Basically what I'm getting at. You buy, I believe it's 6 and return it, and you get a free lipstick. So honestly, I think it's a pretty good deal. Alright, last thing is their lip liners. I do have a few of them. Okay, so I believe this is all the MAC lip liners that I have. I do really like their pencil lip liners, but I think they're expensive. They're the same price as their lipsticks, and honestly, I think NYX is just as good for $5, and NYX makes a lot of dupes of these. If you have the money, yes, they're great, but I don't think they're that good quality to be spending almost $20 on. I mean, if you want to, Strip Down is a beautiful brown, and then Whirl was a big one back in the day, but I really like Soar. It's a beautiful pink. Those two are definitely beautiful, but like I said, I think there's better out there for the price. I don't feel like they really last all day for me. They do wear down a little bit, and I don't find myself grabbing for them. They're definitely a drier formula, which I like. I don't like a super creamy lip liner, so that's definitely opinion. Some people do like creamy, some people do like more matte. NYX are somewhat creamier, but they're still a little bit drying. But like I said, I just don't feel like for the price they are as good as they should be. So those are all pencil, and I do have a wind-up one. Honestly, like I said, I still don't think this is amazing. This one's definitely creamier, but the amount you get in it, I don't think it's that much. You get such little product for the price that I don't think it's going to last you and be worth it for the price. Oh my god, I thought I didn't have that many products, but now I feel like I've been here for 40 minutes, so bleh. I hope it was helpful. If you're looking to purchase some things from MAC, let me know. If so, let me know anything down below, your favorites, your hated things from MAC. This way we can kind of share and let everyone else know anything that I didn't cover. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.